there you go. It's not a prank. It's a sealed bag. It's unopened. Let's get into it. So, because I don't do this very often, I've got a bit of a strange apparatus. But let's get started. Oh, there it is. Let's let the floor get messy until the end. I'm going to look for key dates as I go, just because it saves messing around at the end. But there's our first one. Pretty common. So, as of recording, 2023, about, where are we now? June. And we still don't have an annual set for the definitive coins, which I think is somewhat bizarre. I mean, every year since decimalisation, we always get a definitive set of, well, the coins for the country. And I know that obviously there's been a change in monarch the first time since decimalisation, but you would still expect there to be a definitive set. I mean, all we can really do is just hope that, I mean, it's just been delayed, because maybe they're doing not only with the obverse design with the king's head on it, but maybe they're completely redesigning the reverse as well. Like they could be overriding the shield design to something completely different, but we'd have to wait and see, because who knows. I do, as of recording, I do have a slight disease. It's not, I'm not going to say what it is, otherwise in the video it will start giving you links to how to get in touch with Matt Hancock if you feel unwell, so I'll keep quiet on that. I don't think that's what I've got, but I'll just keep quiet anyway, because don't want to upset anyone. But it's a bit of a slow bag so far. I hope it picks up 50p, that'll be something. Benjamin Bunny, no rotation. I don't really have any order as to how I lay the coins out as opposed to some other people. We'll just put them down as we go. Nothing. There's our first key date, 2017 Shield. I won't actually look for 2008 Britannias, because in my opinion they're just too common, so I don't see the point in keeping them if you're going to find like 3 per hunt or what have you. But I suppose some may consider them to be kept, but not myself. But it's like the, oh, 2018, come on. It's probably going to be a People Axe, but who knows? Yeah, of course it is. How boring. Anyway, I was saying it's like the, in the technology £2 coins, the 2005 Britannia, 2005 technology is a pretty low minted coin, but it still doesn't really make it a keeper, because no one really looks for it. There's just so many of them, it's not really that rare. I mean, for a £2 coin, that's not particularly rare anyway. But oh, something different. That's the new Pride coin, or still relatively new. The last circulating coin to feature Her Late Majesty on the reverse, on the obverse. That's a shiny looking one. I think this bag was sealed in April, so relatively new. But so far, this is looking like someone's reject. There's him. Don't need to say who that is, you all know well enough. It's early days, there could easily be more. There's Tom Kitten peering out the bag. I'm just going to hope my delivery doesn't arrive while we're filming. I've tried to plan this strategically. Oh, it's 2001. I thought that was 2011. Never mind. Whenever I see shiny shield designs, I think to myself, oh, this is going to be the one that's been broken out of the set. There's another Pride. And the coins are moving. I've had to move coins to make space to film on here. If any of you viewers are interested in world coins, or specifically coins from the US, you might be intrigued to see a video that I did a while back. Well, I say a while back, I think it was about a month or so, where I bought about $50 worth of change from the US and looked specifically for park and state quarters, which, I mean, they're very common, but from someone who's not in the US, it's quite exciting, to be fair. Like, I'd say it's a bit of an inspiration for something that the UK should consider doing. Like, rather than states, they could have like counties on our coins. Like, I should really know how many counties there are in the UK, but I know there's 50. I think there's 50 states in the US. If they had like, I don't know, a pound coin or a 50p for every county in the UK, they don't have to make loads of them. Make them nice and rare. Then you could have enough. They'd be able to make enough to meet the demand. And they'd be slightly rare as well, which would make them a good find. There's our first Platinum Jubilee. I seem to be seeing less and less of these as time goes by. I mean, it's probably, the mintage figure's probably going to be true. I wouldn't be surprised. I think they're saying about 5 million of those. But just have to wait and see, as again, to see what happens. But my theory was going to be, I was thinking that the Pride coin might become slightly rare. It's not too bad, 2016 Peter Rabbit. And the reason I think that's the case is because that was obviously the last coin before the Queen died. But then they would have probably had to stop minting those in order to start making the Queen's memorial coin, the first one with His Majesty the King on it. So if they've had to stop minting during, like, while they had the dies set up, that could mean that there'll be less of them than they originally intended to make, but that could be completely wrong. But that's what I think. They could become rare. It's probably unlikely, but if that's happened, then that could make them quite highly sought after. Oh, I was about to flick that away. There you go, Paddington at St Paul's. I'd be intrigued to see if there's any mule coins of like the Paddington ones, because obviously on the obverse they say 50p. I wonder if they got any of them mixed up with like the shields and ended up without having 50p. A bit like the 2014 Lord Kitchener £2 coin. The one that doesn't say £2 on it. It's not too bad. Squirrel Nutkin, didn't see that very often now. When I first sort of got seriously into coin collecting, I want to say it was about the time just before like the Peter Rabbit coins came out, and they were literally everywhere at one point. It was just, you couldn't stop finding them. I think I only had a couple of Jemima Puddle Ducks, but a friend of mine, I didn't really know much about mintages or how rare they were, and a friend of mine did, and he ended up doing me over basically. He ended up giving me a load of like Peter Rabbits for Jemima Puddle Ducks, and I was like, yeah, if you want them, you want them. But God, if I could go back in time, I would change my mind for sure. It seems to be going, I haven't checked in a while. They're going for about, I want to say about £10 a coin, which is not a bad return for a 50p. I mean, I still think most of the Olympics are quite underrated. Like, they don't seem to be going for as much as I think they should be, given that they're like over 10 years old. Most of them seem to be selling for about £2, £3, £4 a coin, which I think is quite low, to be fair, but that'll probably change soon, I think. I mean, I just wonder if there's going to be like any more sets of coins going into circulation, like the Olympics or the Peter Rabbits, because at the moment they just seem to be liking to release politically themed coins. It's a nice shiny 2022 there. Oh. That's a funny sounding 2019. If any of you watch Christopher's channel, he seems to pick up on finding the tinny sounding ones, so potentially keep that. What is it going to be, Pride? Or is it going to be the Platinum Jubilee? I want the Platinum Jubilee, I like that one. Yes. Very nice condition as well. Probably hasn't been circulated for very long. Right, we're starting to get quite a nice array of finds now, which fills me with hope we might get something good. I mean, we have had some good finds, but nothing spectacular. But certainly won't grumble if this is all we end up with. So those of you that can't or don't have access to sealed bags of coins, I'm now lucky enough to say I do, after sweet talking the person at the bank. Have you had anything good recently? Comment down below if you found something nice. I know some of you might work in like retail. Retail's a great opportunity to find something good, because I mean, if you work at like a corner shop and people pay cash, there might be card minimum, so paying coins to buy like a can of drink or something could be a good opportunity to find something good. There's the Girl Guides. Seem to be seeing less of those as time goes by, but it doesn't make them rare. There's still about, I want to say, 7 million of them. In 2016. Come on, Jemima Puddle Ducks. No. Still nice though. I think Squirrel Nutkin's the second rarest of the 2016s, so it's quite good to be fair. I know what I'd rather find, but oh, still won't complain. So time's pushing on. It's getting closer towards the first banknotes with His Majesty on them. I say time's getting closer. I reckon about a year to go, because they said about, for those of you who don't know, it's estimated that mid-2024 will be the first time that we get to see the banknotes with His Majesty on them. And talking about His Majesty, there he is. And the date, very small at the bottom, by the leak, 2022. Really like that coin, but I think the Mint have been a bit lazy and they just keep on reusing old designs, because obviously that design there was used on the 1953 coronation crown, which I think it looks quite nice, sort of scaled down on a smaller canvas on a 50p rather than something the same size as a £5 coin. But that seems to be a common trend at the moment with the Mint. If you look at the Lioness's £5 coin that they've done, that's just a reused design from the old pound coin that was issued in both, first issued in 1997 and then again in 2002 and then again, but on a larger canvas. So all this, sorry to be rude, but all this that they write about what goes into the design, but purely they've just copied someone else's work. Well, not someone else's, it would have been someone from the Royal Mint, but they've just recycled someone else's work. I mean, I know they say how good it is to recycle, which I recycle, but I don't recycle work. I want to produce something new. If it's a different occasion, you want to see something different. But so be it. They obviously like that design so much, they wanted to use it again. But then, at least, like a lot of people said in recent years, with the Brexit 50p and the diversity one, at least it's not just text saying, well done, Lionesses, because that would be pretty boring. So I suppose in that sense we've got to be grateful, because I mean, there's been some pretty nice designs come out recently. Like, I'm a big fan of the Windrush design. I think that's really cool. I like seeing the Union flag on our coins. I think that's really cool. It's a shame that one's not going into circulation, but I think that's a really good design. And the Flying Scotsman £2 coin is nice too. I mean, I know Francis Bourgeois would be happy that there's a train on a coin. It's just a shame it's not circulating. Or you'd see him, he'd go, I'm at Paddington Station, I'm about to pay for my Costa coffee, and in my change, I got the Flying Scotsman £2 coin. At my local pub I go to, I just speak normally, and I don't think I do, but there's certain phrases that I say, and he just says that I sound like Francis when I say certain things, but when I've not got cold, I can do a very good Francis Bourgeois impression. There's a diversity. I think that's the first one of those we've had today. Let's put it over there. Yeah, this setup is really makeshift, let's say. It's my sketch pad for university placed on top of a bin. So I can get it nice and close to the camera. It's a bit grubby. Probably a metal detecting find. As time goes by and I start doing more videos, I'll probably get a better setup, so it's just easier to record, and it will look nicer as well, because I mean, as you're probably aware, the quality is quite poor, but then that's not the most of my worries. It's just is what it is for now. There hasn't been any like proper wow coins from today. They've all been quite mediocre. I mean, what did we get? We got 2 of them Squirrel Nutkins, which isn't bad, but it's not the sort of thing you say to your friends, wow, I got a Squirrel Nutkin. It's not like that. If you say to them, wow, I got a triathlon, or wow, I got a 2018 Peter Rabbit, that is something to write home about, in my opinion anyway. But Squirrel Nutkin, no, not really. Maybe in years to come, about 10, 20 years maybe, if we still have the 50p by then, maybe they'll change the size of it again, or who knows. I mean, I guess all the coins have been made smaller, the 5, the 10, not the 20, but indeed the 50 as well, redesign. But then they can't really make it any smaller. Come on, want something really good. There's one of those. I see something there. Oh, Taylor of Gloucester. That's not too bad. I need to get better. I've just spoiled it for you. You won't, you know what's coming before you've seen it. You can tell I don't record when I look through coins. It's a rare occasion I get to look through them at work, because I work at a post office, and I bet now you've heard that, you're probably thinking, wow, you probably find absolutely loads. But you'd be wrong, because I only work there 1 day a week, whereas my colleague works nearly full time, and she's a collector as well, so very unfortunately. And that means that the only coins I'll find will be coins that people pay in on that day, or if miraculously, which this is never the case, the coins get delivered on that day. There's another odd sounding 2019. What I'm going to do is at the end, I'm actually going to get some scales out and see if it weighs slightly more or less than the other one, because I think that's just the theory that I had, is that could be to why it sounds that way, but could be, oh, that's nice, could be wrong. I'd say Isle of Man from, of course, 1997. That's the only date I've ever seen anyone find one of those. But that's very nice. Certainly be keeping that. I should really separate the keepers. I mean, I'm still keeping the Queen's Memorial 50p, the one with His Majesty on it, because I suppose we haven't got the official mintage figures released yet. So, in my opinion, I think it's worth holding on to until we find out for sure. Because I guess they said that there's going to be 9.6 million as a tribute to the age that Her Majesty lived to. But then there could be a chance that would be less. I mean, maybe they just decided we don't need that many due to like the demand. Oh, let's check. It's quite hard to see the dates with the glare of the light. But then if there's no light, you viewers will barely be able to see anything. So sacrificing this. But then if I upload it and one of you say, hey, that's a 2018 Shield you flicked past there, and I haven't paid the coins back into the bank yet, I'll be able to go through them and find it. Or if one of you says it, I might not believe it, but if 3 of you say it and start saying, oh yeah, you definitely missed that out, then I'll have to make sure I go back and find it. Oh, there it's the diversity. So I thought we had one of those already. I remember when the diversity came out, I was at I'd been at my job for about, how long was I there for? I've been there for about 3 months, and I was sitting in the park on my lunch break, just having like a sandwich, and I was on my phone, and I went on YouTube, and YouTube gives you like these notification pages from Change Checker when a new coin's released. And unlike some of the others, which are kind of expected, it was like, oh, that's a surprise. They were just like, maybe there was such an outrage against the Brexit 50p that they wanted something a bit more inclusive, something not for the far right. But I don't know, I guess it's a coin that they kind of need, but then they could have done so much more with the design though, like rather than just doing text. I mean, something like, say, the WWF coin, they could have just put WWF on it, but no, they decided to put like loads of animals on it, and to the point where it just looks really cool. Right, come on, 2016, we want that puddle duck. No, it's Tiggy Winkle. I see so many of those. We've only had one today, surprisingly. Another one of those. We got ourselves 2018. Ah, not too bad. Paddington at the station. I think that's the rarest out of all the Paddingtons, but not that rare. Right. This is the final bag, and afterwards we'll go and weigh. Oh, I can hear another one in there. We'll go and weigh them funny sounding 50p's. Right, there's Christopher Ironside to start us off. Oh, is that it, or is that it? Yeah, that's it. That's the culprit to that weird sound. I wonder how well you can pick up on the difference in sound from the mic recording. First one of those we've had today. There's lots of crystal. That's been the most common coin today. I mean, they're not rare, but I wouldn't normally have that be the most common out of the hunt. Right, that's all. Let's pick the favourites. So we want to keep those unusual sounding thingies. I'm keeping those. Platinum Jubilees, we can have them. Squirrel Nutkin, keep those. Let's stack them. Pride, don't know the mintage figure for those yet, so we'll keep those. Taylor of Gloucester and Isle of Man, they're probably my favourites. I don't know actually which I prefer. I mean, Isle of Man just looks awesome. I mean, when do you see motorbikes on a coin? Like, that just looks really nice, doesn't it? And Taylor of Gloucester, absolutely beautiful condition. It's practically untouched. So definitely a tart between those. Comment below which one you'd choose if you had to pick one. Maybe we'll do a giveaway one day just to get like the views up or something. But yeah, those definitely be kept. I'll keep Paddington at the station. Some might not, but I don't see very many of those, so I'm going to keep that. Yeah, we'll keep King Charlie for now because still new. Do I keep them? Yeah, go on. Right then, let's check they're not rotations. Nope, they're fine. I should probably sign these, shouldn't I? That's what everyone else does. Let's go and get some scales and a marker pen. Right then, let's I'm not going to write my whole YouTube name on here, otherwise there'd be no space. Let's just write my initials for the channel. There you go. There's the first signed one. Okay, if you find one of those, anyone, now you know where it came from. Right, let's put... Oh, I forgot about the 2017 shield. We're keeping that. It's not a bad find at all. Right, let's put everything back into circulation for someone else to find. Hopefully these will make their way to someone who doesn't have that particular coin yet. Okay, so let's get weighing. So these are my jewellery scales. So these are pretty accurate. I mean, they're not like a pair of kitchen scales that rounds it off to the nearest gram. So we're on grams at the moment. Let's get... It'd be good if we had a 2019 to compare it to, actually. There we go. Right, so here's an everyday 2019 shield. And 8 grams exactly. I suppose, yeah, that's the specification for a UK 50p. So, right, 8 grams. Let's see, we've got 3 other ones. Let's see what these come up as. So the first one... Oh, that one's slightly heavier. What about this one? So is that one. 8.04. Oh, but that one's the same. Well, those two, they sound like old British pennies. They sound like they're massive. That one definitely sounds weird as well. Huh? Actually, let's do it against that one. Oh. Well, that's bizarre, but at least we've learnt a bit more about why that coin sounds the way it does. Is it weighs more. So there you go. You learn something new every day. Something absolutely useless. When you go to the pub now, you'll be able to say, I know why that funny sounding 2019 sounds the way it is, because it's got more metal in it. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week because I've got another order placed with my bank. I got lucky and I went to go and pick up a few coins just because I was in the area. And I'm not going to tell you exactly how I did it, because if you tell everyone how you do it, then before you know it, there'll be everyone doing it, and then you'll go to the bank and they'll be, sorry, no, don't have any. But anyway, in simpler terms, I've sweet talked the woman at the bank into giving us sealed bags, and I've got some more to collect next week and the week after and so forth. Anyway, I'll see you next week